scenes from today's episode of Liberty's Kids.
Maybe you should do something useful and join my father's regiment instead of trying to write about it.
Reporting on what's happening in the war helps us pull together.
And fighting in the war helps us win.
Since Congress has now made it clear that it does not consider it in the best interest of the United States of America to promote me to Major General, my only honorable course of action is to resign.
Caesar, how'd you like it if Moses forced you to write a story about some unsung hero of the revolution? What could be so great about this Ludington guy? I'm glad you agree with me. Come on! I'm starving. I hope dinner's on the table.
Stop right there. State your business.
This must be the wrong house. I'm looking for Colonel Henry Ludington.
I bet you are.
James Hiller?
Yes?
Welcome. I'm Henry Ludington. This is my daughter, Sybil.
Good to meet you, Mr. Hiller.
Likewise, I'm sure.
Please? I'm so hungry.
This bread is delicious.
Please pass the potatoes.
James, I expected you'd be famished from your trip.
I was.
There'll be action for you to cover soon, James, now that spring is upon us.
In the meantime, Father's militia protects patriots from Tories. The lobsterbacks hate him.
Father's got a price on his head.
And 300 English guineas.
Dead or alive.
It's a reward I swear will never be collected.
No wonder you were suspicious of me.
How do you want to pursue your story, James? We'll help you any way we can.
First, I'd like to interview you, Colonel. Then, I guess, interview one of your men who saved someone from a Tory.
Interview? What for, Mr. Hiller?
So I can write about what they've done.
Why?
I'm a journalist. I let people know what's happening in the war.
But why aren't you fighting?
What I'm doing is important, too.
This being planting season, James, my militiamen have scattered to their homes. You'll take him to see Alexander Seiler tomorrow, Sybil.
Yes, Father.
You don't suppose he's not here, Mrs. Adams?
Benedict Arnold not present for a ball thrown in his honor? No, I expect we'll find General Arnold...
Ladies and gentlemen,
there.
General Washington and I need men, and we need them now. They needn't be soldiers. I will make them soldiers.
Fine words. Bravo, Mr. Arnold.
Mrs. Adams. And Miss Phillips.
General Arnold!
What a delightful surprise. I beg you excuse us a moment, Mrs. Knox. My friends, I have hoped our paths would cross again, Miss Phillips, away from the field of battle.
I'm afraid Sarah's told me of the disrespect you received from our own soldiers at Fort Ticonderoga.
We took the fort, ma'am. Nothing else mattered.
Mrs. Knox, I've been looking all over for you.
Where do you expect fortune to take you next, General?
Philadelphia, perhaps.
I too will be headed there soon.
I have enemies there I must face.
How far from the city are General Howe and his army?
Shall we?
Not the British, Mrs. Adams. I'm speaking of Congress.
Whatever do you mean, General?
Congress has seen fit to promote 5 patently unqualified men above me in the military chain of command. Against the wishes of Washington himself, who has written them on my behalf. If they do not correct this grievous affront, I shall to Philadelphia. Because, ladies, my honor is at stake. And in matters of honor, I simply cannot compromise.
Well said.
A true gentleman.
I am sure, General, that you will receive satisfaction.
There must be a mistake. Of course Congress will show its appreciation for the work you've done for your country.
Miss Phillips, tomorrow I leave for New Haven in the house of my sister Hannah. Oh, my friend, it is on the way to Philadelphia. I would be honored if you would be our guest there. Then, if you wish, you might accompany me to the capital.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
What do you say?
I would be delighted, General, if you will permit me to write your story for Dr. Franklin's Pennsylvania Gazette.
Mrs. Knox! And what about that dance, eh?
I suppose that would be acceptable.
Watch me, Derek. Under 2 fingers of loosely packed dirt. There, you're helping feed your family. Sorry. What's wrong, Mr. Hiller?
This is boring. There's no story here.
Then maybe you should do something useful and join my father's regiment instead of trying to write about it.
I don't need you to tell me how to be useful.
Obviously you do.
Reporting on what's happening in the war helps us pull together.
And fighting in the war helps us win.
That's it.
Where are you going, Mr. Hiller?
To pack. I'm going back to Philadelphia in the morning to find a real story.
Please don't let Mr. Hiller leave, Sybil.
Since Congress has now made it clear that it does not consider it in the best interest of the United States of America to promote me to Major General, my only honorable course of action is to resign from the Continental Army. Dearest Hannah, please have my uniform pressed by morning.
General, although this is good for my own country, I'm truly sorry.
General Arnold?
Yes?
1,500 redcoats are landed at Campo Point. A bunch of Tories are with them. General Worcester thinks they're heading for Danbury.
Tell Worcester I am coming.
General, may I come along to report on...
Stay here.
Come, children. I hope the rain stops so you can leave tomorrow, Mr. Hiller.
You and me both.
Lobsterbacks, Colonel, running wild in Danbury.
Come in and get dry. I must have my militia here immediately. But who will gather them?
I'll gather them.
It's a 40-mile loop in the dark and rain, Sybil. You're just a girl.
You must stay here to lead them when they arrive. We have no choice. It's the only way, Father.
I wish, my dear, you weren't right.
How do I get to Danbury?
The men must come right away, Sybil.
Yes, Father.
By dawn at the latest, if we're to get there in time.
James?
I have to see what's happening in Danbury. I'll see you there, Colonel, or I'll report back.
Be careful, Sybil.
I will, Father.
You too, James.
Ludington! Sybil! What are you doing out?
No time, Edmund. Danbury's under attack. Ride east and tell Robert, Israel, and Paul to be at the Colonel's by dawn.
Will do, Sybil.
Yeah!